Joining us as guest co-hosts, we're happy to welcome De'Ara Stevenson and Jacob Sanchez to our show here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, I'm sorry I gave you a tissue because you had a little lipstick on your teeth here.
Okay.
But you take care of that.
Is it still there? Is it still there?
It's a little bit in the molar side.
Well,
I wear braces, so you know it's gonna happen, and then I'll have on red lipstick. So
yeah, and we'll all have on some bliss sticks as well for later, you know. But that's basically it here. But we would like to start off by congratulating the Kansas City Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl and to quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who won his first ring as MVP, which stands for Most Valuable Player. Super Bowl 57 was on Sunday, February 12th on Fox. And I must say, to the careless Roger Goodell, you should be ashamed of yourself for making that field look awful. My concern was that people may slip and fall with injuries, groin pains, poles, and everything else. I watched closely, and then I just stopped awfully. It was awful, and I don't know what on earth you or your team members did to that field, but that was outright awful, careless, and wrong, and it matters to many of us. But aside from that, everyone else was talking about the halftime show where Rihanna went bam, bam, boom. Roll a significant of the clip, please. Okay. It was nice to see Rihanna back on stage and performing again. And obviously you know Rihanna's pregnant, and she hasn't performed on stage in 7 years, like since 2016, since her debut album of Auntie here. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, and anything else that struck your mind here?
Well, I think that fans have long awaited Rihanna's performance, but they're even waiting longer for her album. And we're still waiting on that album, but as you can see, it looks like we might not be getting that album. Okay, we had like a little bundle of joy, you know, so I don't know about another album, but the performance was great. I don't have any complaints really. I really also think that it would have been nice to see some guest appearances from other artists. And I do understand that the fans did want Rihanna to perform, but I think what was missing was some more performances from other artists. Yeah.
Just like you mentioned, David, it's been roughly like 7 years since her last like stage performance, and again, it's been having a lot of anticipation, a lot of build-up, so I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people in my couch, I'm like, that's it. I was, expecting a little more, but, due to the circumstances, she made lemonade with lemons. So honestly, it was just great to see her back in her element and, getting her feedback wet. And, I'm just excited and just to see what furthermore she'll bring, after she gives birth.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot here because it's like, she's like as an entrepreneur to like a business owner, singer, and doing a lot of things. She's just a busy person, I'll tell you, and that probably explains it because she's also trying to work on her brand of Fenty here, Not
a lot of artists can do that, like take that much time away from music to focus on other endeavors and still have that solidified position in the industry.
Yeah, speaking of Fenty, the success of the Fenty's beauty brand showed up at the Super Bowl, and she basically blinded herself with her Fenty compact mirror, which I have over there in my purse, by the way. And you know what? She actually brought a lot of her influencers tickets for the Super Bowl. They were there. So I think this was a great ploy for a brand marketing, you know what I'm saying? Sure. Because that brings her the big bucks. Okay, don't get it twisted. Music is where I started, but this is where I make my big bucks.
Keep the whammies away from here, okay?
Right.
Because they'll steal the money at any moment here. But I mean, there's so much here that, because it's like, Even though Rihanna's a good performer, I'm sorry, I'm still processing that field being a disaster. Like, whose responsibility was to make that field so slippery and wet and to cause like injuries? Like,
Yeah.
let me take a breather because I'm.
Well, was that the cause of the injury? The fact that the field was just really
Well,
slippery?
it could.
wouldn't
Well,
doubt it.
who knows? It could have been worse. But for the next Super Bowl, let's just hope that does not occur here. And who knows what can happen for Super Bowl 58 here? I don't know. It's a little early on that here, but